For lesson 3.8, you'll want to have a calculator ready to use, and you might need to pause this video if people need to get a calculator. And then you should try the problems as I'm doing them too to make sure that you know how to use the calculator correctly and it's all working out. Okay, so for the lesson, when it says evaluating variable expressions, evaluating means to get the value or get the answer. Variable means that they'll have a letter. So we're just going to be evaluating expressions that have little letters. An expression just means they don't have an equal sign. So let's look at these. Okay, so to evaluate this expression, we did a little bit of this already. It says when a is equal to 2, I'm going to evaluate this expression. So it means I'm going to be using a 2 right there. So I can use my calculator now. You could probably do it in your head too. It's up to you. You should do whatever seems easier at this point. So I would have 10 times 2 minus 3. If you're typing it into the calculator and you hit equals, you're just going to see 17. If you're doing it in your head, order of operations would be to do the multiplying first. For number 2, I'm going to take this negative 8. Now this is where we need to be really careful, and I'm going to put it in place of the n. If you're doing this on your calculator and you put a negative number in place of a variable and it's going to have an exponent on it, you're going to want to put it in parentheses. And if you don't, it won't be right. And then I see a minus sign, and then I'm putting this m equals 7 in place of m. So that's what you would type into your calculator, including the parentheses. If you chose to do it by hand, you could figure out what negative 8 times negative 8 is and then subtract 7. And you should get 57 for that, 64 minus 7. But if you're doing it on the calculator, just type it in and let it do the work for you. Okay, in this problem, I'm going to take this 2 and put it right here. Because I'm putting a number in place of a variable, but it's not a negative number, I don't need to add parentheses. But when I type this into my calculator, I do need to remember that right in between the 6 and the C, there really is a time sign. I don't see it there, but I'm going to have to tell the calculator to multiply. And then I would do 2 to the power of 3. So remember where to find that powers button. And if you do that all correctly, you should get 48. Okay, for number 4, I'll use the negative 7, but here again, I'm putting a negative number in place of a variable. So I will need the parentheses. And then I would do to the power of 2 and subtract 8. So you try that on your calculator, or you can do it in your head if you think it's easier, and some people probably do think it's faster to do negative 7 times negative 7 and then subtract 8. But if you do it correctly, you should get 41. All right, let's see what we have here. Here's a negative number. It's going in place of a. I won't need parentheses because it doesn't have anything to do with exponents. So I'll just be doing negative 3 times negative 8, and then minus 2 in parentheses. And then I'm putting this negative 7 right here. And again, I don't need to add any extra parentheses because it's only for a negative and with exponents. So that's what you would type into your calculator. You might want to hit pause for a second and see what you get. If you do that correctly, you should get 30. Okay, so let's see. We're putting a negative 4 in place of x. And hopefully we'll recognize that, yep, we do need parentheses because we're putting a negative number in place of a variable and it has an exponent. Now, when I put the negative 3 in place of the y, I really don't need any extra parentheses, but I will put a times in there. And then it says minus 8 at the end. So you could stop and see what you get. If that works out correctly, you should get negative 152. Okay, so we're going to put this negative 6 in place of the p, and we will need parentheses, because it's a negative going for a letter and it has an exponent. Then the problem just says minus 2, then it says plus. Okay, Q is 4, no parentheses needed, but then P is going for negative 6, and again, no parentheses needed because there's no exponent on it. So you could just stop for a second and put that in your calculator and see what you get. We're just really practicing being able to enter these in the calculator. If it works out right, you should get 10. Now you might remember from last week that when we put a number in place of a variable and it has the straight bars, not parentheses, but these straight absolute value signs, those are. And I won't add any parentheses. I'm just going to write down what it would look like with the absolute value signs. And remember that absolute value signs we have to do on our own. They don't have a button on the calculator, but they do just mean to take whatever's inside and make it positive. If it's already positive, leave it alone. If it's negative, turn it into a positive. So this should be 16. Jack and Diane own a company that sells scooters. They pay employees on their sales team in dollars. And then here comes an expression, 15x plus 25y. And it tells us that x represents the number of hours that they work, and y represents the number of sales that they make. So how many scooters they sell. That's what y stands for. How much would an employee make if they work 55 hours? So I know I'm supposed to put the 55 in place of x. So I would have 15 times 55 plus, and then they sell 44 scooters. So I'd put the 44 in that spot. 25 times 44. And when I just put that all into my calculator, I got $1,925. That's how much they would get paid. Okay, and then we're going to be checking solutions with substitution. So now we have a whole equation. It does have an equal sign. It says that 5 plus something equals 55, and they're asking me, is 11 the answer? Is that the solution? If I put 11 in there, 5 plus 11 is 16. It is not 55, so the answer would be no, 11 is not the solution. Okay, for this one, here's my equation. It says that g minus something, or minus 3 equals 32. And the question is 35 the solution? If I put the 35 in place of the variable, yep, 35 minus 3 is 2. So yes, that one works. That is the solution. And then their last thing to do is complete these tables. Okay, we have this little expression, and it says to take 3 times whatever number we're using. And in this case, in this first line, I'm going to be using a 0, and then add 5 to it. You could do that on your calculator, but you can probably do it faster in your head. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 5 is 5. Now we just go back to the exact same expression, this one, but now we do it with a 1. So now I'm doing 3 times 1, well, that's 3, and then plus 5 is 8. And then go back to the same expression and use a 2. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 5 is 11. That's how we would fill in the table. Let's try this one. Our expression says to do 6 times, and in the first one I'm using a 1, and then minus 1. 6 times 1 is 6, minus 1 is 5. Now I'll repeat it with a 2. 6 times 2 is 12, minus 1 is 11. And then 6 times 3 is 18, minus 1 is 17. You can use your calculator or you can use your head.